Doody-doo-doo-doo.
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe.
Time to wake the neighbors! Walter Tomascu! Roll Tide Keely Chow! Larry! DJ Ronnie G and Keck Bordy Board. The wrench of wrenches, Chris Persia. Andy Masterson. Sorta Boobus Cuber. The Wicked Wrench of the East Project Story Time! Marketing Draws! Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Arwen laughing her ass off talking about riding a dragon, y'all. I'm on a dragon, y'all.
Every time I see that, I'm like, is that really my voice coming out of Sauron's big old eye? What the hell?
It had that echo to it, like it was coming from far away.
I know, right? Like, I don't know, this juxtaposition here freaks with my mind, but I love it. Oh my god!
Holy shit! A day at Loki's Roosters and Yam Yams. Yes.
Yeah. Yep, tell those Snort. Yes, I was in a mood this morning. That dog just pissed me off.
Oh, morning, y'all.
Snort Poopy Cuber asks, is she riding a dragon or dragging her ride?
Well, potato. I don't know. Oh my god.
Project Storytime says, Eris gave me the idea. I just edited it. Yep.
Of course she did.
And I said, you send me a clip of that. I will put it in the show in the morning. You send me a clip of that, Josh. And he sent me like a 2-hour or a 2-minute video. And I was like, holy shit, okay. He goes, if it's too long, just tell me. And I was like, I will clip it. Trust me. I will find the funniest shit in that and I will clip it. So we'll get it in the intro.
I am dead. I don't know. It just, my God. Y'all are warped. Y'all are right. But I love it. I love it. I absolutely do.
That's Valhalla for you.
The Snorted Poops Cuber says, you get that darn dog day, Bob. And good morning, everybody. Good morning to Penny, Snorted Poops Cuber, Project Cambrian, Christopher Dominguez. Good morning, Chris. Chris Persia, the Wrench of Wrenches, is here along with Project Storytime, the Wicked Wrench of the East. Why do I call him that? Because he's the wrench of the East. And every time I say that, I'm like, the Wicked Wrench of the East. I can't help it. Penny, what is up, Penny? DJ Ronnie G is here. Chris Persia, I said that already. Good morning, everybody. Leia Rose, the lovely Leia Rose is here. Good morning, Leia. How are you doing? Machiny Draws is here. Good morning, Machiny. Hope you're enjoying that Street Fighter 6. If not, I bet you'll be playing it tonight. Holy shit. They pissed some people off yesterday. A bunch of people thought it was coming out yesterday, and it didn't until like midnight. So, but that's okay. I was busy playing Diablo 4, enjoying that. That was fun. Machiny says no, won't be playing until tomorrow. Well, the challenge is out there. The quarter is there. Whenever you're ready, just let me know. We'll hop in and kick some ass. Do not let Arwen get up to Powder Room. She will get lost.
Oh, shut up, Mark. Mark,
powder
there's this
rooms.
thing that I get lost coming back or going to the powder room when I'm streaming. And I don't always do that. One time I got distracted and it took me a little longer to get back to the stream than I normally do. But, I explained all that and it was fine, Mark. It was fine.
Yeah, the only powder room I have here is in my reloading room, and it's all smokeless powder.
Oh. Well.
She's not bad. She's just drawn that way. And Chris Persia did an absolutely excellent job. Again.
Look at that swole rooster. Look at that swole
I
rooster.
saw that. I'm like, Dave Bob, look at you. Hell yeah.
He's got the armor on and the cape, and
he is ready. Wielding the hammer.
Wielding the hammer.
I'm worthy. I'm worthy.
And I don't know. There's something familiar about that shield maiden.
Which one? The one in the top right or the one?
The yam yam?
That's why I'm like, I'm not sure which one he's talking about, so I'll just smile and nod and laugh.
Princess
like,
Yam Yam or the... God help us.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but it's kind of in your face on there, isn't it? Oh, okay. Yeah, we were talking about that the other night. I think it was last night or the night before. Mark was like, he calls that my suit of armor. Because that was one of the very first streams of Mary's that I was on. And it was Sensei, it was Mark, me, Mary. You said Darth Arlena, but I don't think I think it was someone else. I think Mark the other night. I think that was before I knew Arlena. Anyway, I forgot to mute because I was still new and still learning. And I went to do something and a plate dropped and shattered in a million pieces. And you heard me, oh shit. And then you hear them laughing. And I get back and I'm like, they're like, yeah, we heard everything. So Mark has a suit of armor because he swears it sounded like it was a suit of armor. Shut up, Mark.
Yum yum. Ever hear of Jum's Vikings? Arwen is Yum Viking. Yum Viking.
Oh my God. Oh, y'all are killing me this morning.
That's about what happened to me yesterday when I saw the news that apparently anyone who has been a longtime fan of Tolkien, who's been a longtime Lord of the Rings fan, if you are a longtime Lord of the Rings fan, chances are you are a, what is the exact word here? Racist, Yahtzee piece of shit.
Does this include the black people who adore Lord of the Rings and are losing their goo because they're finally getting represented with a black Aragorn in Magic, but who have been Lord of the Rings fans all of their lives? Does that include them too?
That's a good question. We're all the same people that complained about it. A black elf in the Rings of Power and a black mermaid in the Little Mermaid, and are now throwing a fit because there's black Aragorn in Lord of the Rings: Magic: The Gathering. We're all racist Nazi fuckers. So yeah,
well,
Arwen knows what's going on.
Yeah, I've decided to limit my time on Twitter this month, and y'all might know why.
Oh, because of what month it is?
Yes.
Because it's June?
Yep. The only good thing about June is something that I celebrate on the 6th of June is the landings in Normandy.
That's right.
So in the books, details two types of people that make up the Númenóreans, the folk of Hador and the folk of Beor. For the folk of Hador, it notes, the folk of Hador were ever the greatest in numbers of the Atani, and in renown save only Beren, son of Berahir, descendant of Beor. For the most part, they were tall people with flaxen or golden hair and blue-gray eyes, but there were not a few among them that had dark hair, though all were fair-skinned. Describes the folk of Beor as there were fair-haired men and women among the folk of Beor, but most of them had brown hair, going usually with brown eyes, and many were less fair in skin, some indeed being swarthy. Not only did Tolkien make it clear what Númenóreans and their descendants look like, Magic Gathering knew it. One of the card set designers, Justin Geddes, a self-proclaimed queen trans writer. My main contribution to this contemporary reimagining of the Lord of the Rings, oh my God, I'm twisting my nipple while I say this, was to consistently push for a diverse Middle Earth that liked it in the yin-yang, setting that stayed true to the Tolkien text. I guided continuity and lore checked, while my tongue was in uncomfortable places, focused on character and society details, and applied primarily source material to the work, while people worked me from behind. The look and the feel for the world, the characters, the weapons, the locations, and the story moments are intimately familiar, just like I am with my mailboy, yet fresh and relevant for a wider audience. The folks over at Middle Earth Enterprises take their roles as stewards very seriously, just like I do when my mailboy bends over. And every decision about those characters has been made with deep reverence to the original.
Okay.
Did you see what they did to Galadriel?
No, I haven't seen Galadriel yet.
I haven't seen
Aragorn
any
and
of it.
Arwen.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of it.
And I want to state for the record, I think the paintings that they've done are fucking beautiful. I won't deny that. I saw the big one of Aragorn where he's got his sword and, well, not Aragorn, but you know what I'm talking about, the black Aragorn. That's a beautiful painting. The one of him and Arwen on their wedding day, beautiful painting. So the artist who did the work, glorious. But that's not Aragorn, and I'm sorry, I don't care how you slice it. It's not. I didn't know who the hell that was supposed to be until I read the caption. I'm like, what? So can I say something controversial, Loki?
Sure.
Okay, I've been thinking about this.
That's kind of what we do.
Well, I don't want people to get it twisted about this, but here's the thing. Okay, you have, how old is Lord of the Rings now? Generations old.
Generations old. Yes.
Very old story. It has been around forever. Kind of set the bar for modern fantasy. Let's call it what it is. It created all the tropes that's being used now. So it's been around for a long damn time. People love it. Those that are into it really love it. And you've got Aragorn, who it's pretty obvious how he's described. You look into the histories of the people, you can figure out pretty much what he looks like. And then to see this, and I'm thinking, okay, how would I feel if I was, a person of color? I don't know. But to see them basically blackwash him and then say, okay, here's Aragorn, it doesn't change anything about the character. It very much is a tokenization act. That's really all it is. That's all it is, because it doesn't change who he is. It doesn't change how he's written in the books, how he's described. It changes nothing. So to say, oh, I feel represented in Lord of the Rings, I don't understand that. When, especially these fans who have been fans for a long time, obviously they didn't need to see their skin color in there because they've been fans all their lives. So what has changed that now you have to see a character with a certain skin color? Because at the end of the day, that's all it's changing. It's not changing who he is. It's not changing the lore. It's not changing his history as far as, where he came from. He's still Aragorn, but now he's just a different color. I don't know. It's breaking my brain. I'm trying to understand why having a skin color is so important when you already love the character. You didn't need that skin color to begin with to love that character. And I'm talking specifically to Black fans. Does any of that make any sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't get it.
No, is there a reason to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is the reason to do that? I mean, representation.
Because they can. That's their reason. Because they can. And they know it's going to be controversial. And they know it's going to raise people's standard. And they know, but they're, oh my God, look at what we're doing. We are so powerful and stunning and brave. And, that's just.
But if you boil representation down to only a skin color, then that leaves you no room to bond with a character, regardless of anything else. If that's all you're looking for, instead of, wow, this character has attributes that I want to have or I want to strive for and I admire them, or, oh my God, look at this little hobbit. He doesn't know the way, but damn it, he is grit and determined to do it. Wow, I admire that. I can relate to that, or whatever the hell it is. If all it's saying is, now they've got my skin color, so now I'm represented, it leaves no other room for any kind of bonding with that character. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yes. And
don't get it. I genuinely don't get it.
They did the same thing in DC. For anybody that has never seen the DC fandom event we did here on the channel, it's actually the one where Pat Stevens came on for the first time. They admitted live that this is about doing this in the fastest way possible, because they do not have time to create characters and stories. This is their words. They do not have time to create characters and stories and acclimate people to them. So they have to go after OG original characters and change them in order to shock the system. In order to get your attention and make you accept the fact that this is the way that things are now.
That's just being lazy.
It is being lazy.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that. And I'm not saying that their bullshit excuse for doing it is acceptable. They don't want to take the time to create those original characters and those original stories. And a lot of people that are doing this do not have the talent to do that.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's evident. That's very evident. Look at the writing nowadays on just about anything. There's very, very little talent left in Hollywood in the script writers' rooms. I mean, it's story by numbers, you know. I mean, they just have check boxes that they have to tick on everything that they write about it. You got to have the gay guy here, you got to have the lesbian guy here, you got to have the trans here, and when it all boils down to it, you know, they're very overrepresented now, not underrepresented.
And this is a big thing. What Project Cambrian's saying here, it's an unwillingness to compete and earn the pedestal. Then you have the exact same thing in sports. It's an unwillingness to compete in your own league and earn the pedestal. So you got to go to a different league where you have an advantage. That way it's easier to get on that pedestal. Yeah. I absolutely agree with that.
Yep.
I guess the thing that bothers me is that everything is reduced down to either your sexuality, your color, your gender identity. They're reducing all these great characters down to these single-celled organisms. And, you know, I don't care if there is a character in a show who's gay or trans or whatever, you know, or they take a white character and make it a black character. Sometimes sometimes it works. Sometimes, and it's like, okay, whatever, fine. I see it. It's fine. You know, but the thing that bothers me the most is it's saying, okay, out of all these great characters, this is the only thing that matters. This is what you need to be celebrating. And I know as a nation here, we have worked so hard to come out of that, to come out of, you know, oh, you're this skin color, you're that skin color, whatever. That's the most important. We have worked so hard to get beyond that now we're going back to that. And it's our entertainment that's taking us there. It's our escapism that's taking us there. I have a problem with that.
Yeah, they threw it in reverse and just started peeling out.
They did. And then if there's any kind of pushback, automatically the doubling down is, well, you must be an istinophobe. I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah. That's immediate, because that's immediately what happens. And again, this guy that is responsible, that's all he can say. And some people have some honest enough criticisms about this, and he immediately says, you know, if you don't like it, you're a racist.
Of course, that's what they say.
You know.
Yep.
Because they have no other argument, because they know in their heart of hearts it doesn't make sense.
No.
They know it.
Yeah, look at Shockwave's comment. You know, that right there, you know, shocked me.
Yeah, I hear you. That's crazy.
And Mark with the $4.99 super chat says, in honoring each culture's folklore and mythology, rewriting something to suit someone's sensibilities is wrong.
Amen.
I absolutely agree with that. Because that's what it is. It's rewriting something to just, and you're taking that character, like Arwen said, you're taking that character down to a base element when they are so much more complex than that.
Yeah.
And you're saying none of this complexity matters. All that matters is what their skin color is. That's all that matters.
For a modern audience.
That's
a modern audience.
A modern audience.
I mean, I'm so sick and God bless tired of hearing that. I don't know what to do. Every time I see that phrase,
You know what I would really love to see come out of Hollywood? I would really love to see some, because one of the things that fascinated me as a kid were a lot of Chinese fairy tales. You know, the Lady in the Moon, you know, the wise man, where the two mothers who are fighting over one child come to him, and he has to kind of decipher and work through that. I loved the Asian fairy tales, the Chinese fairy tales. I also love some African stories. I was just, I was fascinated with those things. Why don't they do something like that? If you want to, you want to represent, African Americans, you want to represent, Asian Americans, whatever. Let's see some really great stories, rich from those mythos, rich from those countries.
Because they don't have the time. They don't have the time, and those don't have the impact. It's exactly what DC said. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they said during the DC fandom event is we don't have the time to acclimate people to the new characters. We have to take the classic legacy characters and we have to change them to show our support for yada, 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 yada. Whether they're making them gay, whether they're making them trans, whether they're making them whatever, bisexual, that's what matters and that's what has to be changed. And it has to be changed now. We have to do that to classic characters to make it all fit. Mahogany Draws brings up an excellent comment and says, in Dean's case, they will threaten you to call your employer and get you fired from your job. So the guy that was going around calling everybody an to Obadiati because they didn't like the way things are, responded to this comment. This was from a guy named Chris Anderson. It said, that's a badass sword and awesome artwork, but that's not Aragorn. You're just pandering and it's pretty pathetic. It's insulting too. Just make an original badass black character and leave Aragorn the way Tolkien created him.
Yeah.
And he said it would be a shame if Chris Anderson's employer and friends found out he's a racist.
Oh my God.
Do you see what I mean? I swear to God, are their brains scrambled eggs?
Yes.
Because you cannot hear or read that previous comment and get racist out of it if you're a sane person. You just can't. Because I agree with every damn thing he said. I freaking know I'm no damn racist. I was raised better than that. We all were, y'all.
We all were.
We all were. It's 2023.
It's a way to quiet anyone that questions the narrative. It's the easiest way. Some guy put a picture up of Viggo Mortensen and said, this is Aragorn. And the response was, this is racist.
That's their standard defense or comeback on just about anything. All they got to do is just throw out, the racists or the homophobe or whatever. It doesn't matter. All they have to do is come back with something. It doesn't matter if that was your intent, if that was even close to your intent. They're going to throw that out there.
It's like all of their cognitive reasoning, and their critical thinking, all that is like when they're reading along, they're just going fine. But then when they read something, it's like, does not compute, must be racist. It's almost like they're programmed at this point with the racist response.
Yep. You see the little gray guy.
Exactly.
Yep.
Snowdog with $2 super chat says, Skull and talk and roll. Skull and talk and roll. Snowdog, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. And thank you, Mark, for your $4.99 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here on Valhalla. And this one's just for you, gentlemen. Skull and talk and roll. We're all a bunch of istanobes and yahtzees, though.
I'll never forget the first time I was called a transphobe on Twitter. It was back when Scarlett Johansson was up for the role of that. Was it a trans man?
Yep.
She's going to play a trans man. And I thought, that would be a nice meaty role. That would be interesting. That would really be a,
meaty. Arwen said meaty.
If it would be meaty, as a performer, it'd be like a feather in your cap. You're stretching your acting chops. Well, then of course people had a damn meltdown saying, no, only a real trans man can play a trans man. And I'm like, what the fuck? I said, look, they're actors, people. It's not that deep. If you have a trans person up for a role and they're going in there, then cast the best trans person you can cast. If you haven't, a non-trans actor going up for a role and they're right for that role, regardless of what they are, okay, if they're best for the role, let them play it, whether they're trans or not. I'm a transphobe. They were like, oh, you're just a transphobe. Just admit it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? How the heck? And I said, okay, you think what you want. And from that day on, it's like, that shit's not going to bother me because it was so ridiculous and so out of left field.
Do you realize how many actors would not get parts if they were cast in certain roles just because of their gender or their race or whatever? I mean, it's just, it's silly. It's silly.
My only big caveat on casting, and I am like a casting, that's my thing. I'm very picky about it. If you have a character who is known to have blue eyes, a famous character, and you cast someone with dark brown eyes, that kind of shit bugs me to death. But anyway,
Oh yeah, and red
the
hair.
only time that I am like, okay, they really need to be who they're, they really need to look like who they're supposed to be, is particularly in historical figures. If you are casting a historical figure, please do the best you can to make them look the way they really were, because that shit will drive my OCD crazy. Oh, Chris. Yeah, well, it happened. It happened.
Would have been Casper's role in the birdcage. God help me. Isn't that like the
good point?
Yeah.
Funniest damn accidental movie I ever walked into.
Oh, it is. It really is.
So my friend's dad thought that it was like a prison movie because that's what it's Birdcage. The Birdcage. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that, but apparently that's what you used to call prison.
No,
so we go to see this movie thinking Robin Williams is in it, and it's like a prison movie. And yeah, after the first 5 minutes, he said, "We are leaving." I was like, but this is funny. Ow! The way she screamed. Armand! Oh my God. Dude, I laughed my ass off. I thought it was the funniest shit ever. So what? The Birdcage, the Birdman of Alcatraz. I don't know.
The Birdman of Alcatraz.
Who knows? But it pierced the toast. Oh my God, I pierced the toast. Yeah, Nathan Lane is a fucking legend in that movie. Yes. I pierced the toast, Armand. You didn't pierce the toast. Guys don't pierce. Guys are tough. They just swab the butter on there. They just fucking, ow! It's like watching Ruby Rod in The Fifth Element. Oh my God.
Ruby Rod, y'all. Ruby Rod.
Now that's an original character.
Yes, it is.
That was probably one of the best characters I've ever seen in a movie.
I
love him.
Hell yeah.
Winner of the Gemini Croquet contest. He's hotter than hot, ladies. He's hot.
Hot. Oh my God.
Super green. Are we green? Super green. You can call me Ruby.
Just for you, Mark. Corbin Dallas.
Oh my God, Corbin, I'm scared, Corbin. I don't feel right, Corbin.
I am not kidding. If I was a man, I'd be Ruby Rod.
Oh my God.
Come in. Oh my God, come in.
Bzzz, like buzz off. Oh my God. Bzzz.
Rod skull. Come on now, Loki.
My God. We got a Ruby Rod skull.
Yes.
Oh yeah, really. That would be epic.
He's the best.
He's hotter than hot, ladies. He's hot.
That's why when my daughter was doing my intro, she's like, "Is there anything in between?" I was like, Ruby Rod. She's like, "Okay."
Arwen has done that to me in Fortnite many times. It almost sounds dirty, Mark.
Oh my
God.
We love Ruby Rod.
But I mean, we're all ists and obes and yahtzees and terrible, horrible people for dare having any kind of opinion other than the groupthink opinion. Do you think this is? I mean, this has been going on for like what, 6 years now. We're on year 6 of hell, 7 for some people. Around 2015, 2016, I think it started. And it's just gotten worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
You would think after this long and how much controversy and money they've lost doing it, that they would finally start to figure things out. But it seems to me like all they do is keep doubling down.
Yeah, they do. They're chasing a trend, and that's the problem, because trends come and they go. And that's the difference between, legacy Disney and now Disney. Legacy Disney didn't follow trends. They made them with their films.
That's right. That's right. They led the way.
Modern Disney's not doing that. They are followers. They are not leaders.
That's
Well, it's funny. I said
the leadership right there, and that tells you exactly who Bob Iger is. He's not a leader. He's a follower. All he did was go out and just buy a bunch of properties. He has no originality in his makeup.
I said the same thing about Star Trek years ago. I said Star Trek is supposed to lead the way of science fiction. It's not supposed to be stealing things from other places and being followers. It's supposed to be leading the way, not following what everybody else is doing.
Yep. Totally agree with that.
That's been something that's been missing since even kind of before Enterprise. Even Enterprise, it was like, okay, guys, you're supposed to be trailblazing, not going backwards.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's where we are in a lot of our modern entertainment, if not, I'd say the majority of it, at least with the big IPs. We'll say specifically with the big IPs and the really big studios. Yeah, they're going down a whack path, and it's like, y'all don't realize, but you are the creators. You're not supposed to be the followers. You're supposed to be doing something new and innovative and pushing that technology and those storylines. But
yeah, it seems like only the only big names that are, even kind of sticking halfway to the course is Sony. They go their own way, and they have hits. And I don't understand it.
Larry says Disney creates nothing now. Nothing new. What new things have they done that's like creative and heartwarming? And what was the last thing you can think of?
The last thing I could think of that I did enjoy, that I really did enjoy, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm thinking of all the films and the shows, getting it in its right timeline, but was El Canto. But the thing is I enjoyed it, but like Mary didn't. So Encanto is one of those movies that it's not as well known as the other films, and some people really, really enjoyed it, or they were like, nah, I couldn't get into it. That is the last thing that I can think of that Disney has done film-wise that I was like, okay, this was a cute story. But other than that, it's just regurgitated shit. It really is. And it's virtue signaling, and it's doubling down, and it's, scrambling, and it's following that trend of wokeness, and they're going to burn themselves out, and they're going to find a company destroyed. And that kind of breaks my heart, y'all. That breaks my heart, because I grew up on Disney. I love Disney. I love what it was, and I hate to see what it's become, because they didn't need to be that way. Oh my God, it is so simple. It did not need to be this way. But
I said that the other day. I said, why do I not like to talk about Disney? And I really don't. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's something I grew up with, that I watched the damn, what was it? The Wonderful World of Disney, the weekly thing.
Yes. With Tinkerbell and the Magic,
yes,
and the
and the Magic Kingdom and all that shit. And guys, every time something came out of the vault, my dad bought it. Why? Because he had different editions. He had all the marshmallow cases. You remember them for the VHS tapes? The marshmallow, the squishy cases.
Yes,
I called them the protective cases for the VHS. They weren't just your standard box thing. It was like a marshmallow fluffy case. For all the plushy cases for the Disney movies. He had all that. I grew up in a Disney family. One of my first memories is going to Disneyland in California. It's one of my very first memories, and saying, I have to have 2 Mickey Mouse balloons. 2. Why? Because I'm 2. 2. Give me 2. I want 2. 2. 2. I am 2. I get 2 balloons.
Perfect logic.
So, perfect logic. riding around on my dad's shoulders, running through Disneyland. I remember trying to do the thing on the teacup and my brother having to do it for me. It's one of my first memories ever. I grew up a Disney kid, and I hate to see what's happened. I hate to see what's done. I hate to talk about it. And I'm sure as shit not going to promote a whole bunch of woke crap, even if I'm tearing it down. Oh, I went to see the new Disney movie. I'm not paying money to see it. I'm not. Oh, we'll go and do another ticket. It's still crappy.
Yeah.
I don't want to cover it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to. And I'm not saying this because Arwen brought it up or anything. I'm just saying I don't want to talk about. I'll talk about the company. I will. I'll talk about the damn company. But I don't want to talk about like their movies and shit and promote any of that, even if it's bad press. Bad press is still good press.
Mm-hmm. No,
They suck. I hate it. I don't want it to be like this. I don't want to watch something I grew up with burn itself to the ground. And it's more and more and more, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Star Trek, whether it's Disney, whatever it is, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
When it used to be magic. It used to be magic turning on the TV and watching Star Trek. It used to be magic turning on the TV and putting in that Star Wars cassette and hearing that music and watching the crawl and getting ready because I knew I was about to go to a galaxy far, far away.
You have to know your audience. You have to.
They know their audience and they hate the audience, and that's what they want. They want a different audience.
Yeah. The problem is they're trying to create a new audience when they already have the built-in one right there ready to buy.
That's right.
It's like telling me 1 + 2 = 1,005. It breaks my brain. I cannot compute that. I'm like, who the hell are you people? You're like members of the board and you're presidents and CEOs, and you're supposed to be smart people.
Common sense isn't so common anymore.
Oh my God. Get it together. You have to know this isn't working. You have to know this is not the way to make money, to alienate your built-in. And who has built in this core audience has been built in for generations, people. Generations. It's not just like something's a flash in the pan and you've got all these people loving it and then they kind of, go away. No, most of us who really love Disney, I was born in Florida. When I say I grew up on Disney, literally every year we were at the park for the first 7 years of my life. Every year we were there. Until
we moved to Texas, it was the same way. In Anaheim, we were there every year.
You just knew family vacation, we're going to go to Disney. And all of that comes with it. And again, the show, the shows on Sunday nights and the whole culture of it. So I'm like, y'all stupid. If little kids could figure this shit out, why can't you? Of what works and what doesn't with your films and your audience. But anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rant, but I don't get that. I do not get it. Who's advising?
We like Arwen rants. We like Arwen rants. So no, by all means, rant.
Look, people are going to make mistakes. Companies are going to make mistakes. They're not always going to have a stellar film. Okay, I get that. But damn, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results, that's the definition of insanity. Don't be insane. It's not that deep. Just don't be insane. No.
Sagador of 9 with the $5 super chat said, Little Mermaid saved Disney in the 90s. Now Disney has forgotten its own lesson. Thank you.
Oh my God, that is so true.
Thank you, Sagador of 9, for that $5 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And since we were talking Star Wars a minute ago, this one's just for you. Psychodorp 9, little nipple gun action. Nipple gun, skull!
Nice.
Yeah, trailblazers that no longer lead the way. Maybe we should do a stream about that. Trailblazers that no longer trailblaze.
You have a lot of them up there.
I mean, all you have to do is look at the top person to kind of figure some of this out. Walt has been called a lot of things There's all kinds of stuff that said Walt was a Yahtzee, Walt was this, Walt was that. I know one thing for a fact. I know that every single time Walt went to that park, which he did every morning, because that's where the studios were, in the park. So when he was working on something, he actually went to the park to work on it. There was a doorman that greeted him. That was the same guy. We'll call him Bob. And he'd say, "Hi, Bob. How are things going?" "Oh, fine, Mr. Disney. How's the wife?" And he knew Bob's wife's name. Let's say it was Gladys. "How's Gladys doing?" "Oh, she's doing great." "How is little Timmy and little Amy doing?" Which were his kids' names. "They're doing great, Mr. Disney." And he'd sit there and he'd talk to Bob for a couple of minutes before he ever walked through that gate.
Yeah.
How many times do you think Bob Iger has done something like that?
Yeah. It's a very good point.
How many times do you think Bob Iger has talked to a doorman, stood there and talked to a doorman, and knows what his name is, knows what his wife's name is, knows what his kids' names are?
Yeah.
All Bob was using that whole platform for was to originally was he was going to run for president, and when he found out that wasn't going to happen in his cards, after he left, he came back, and the man has no aspirations other than just to try to be political, and he's taking that company down that road, and it's biting them in the ass.
Yeah.
Gumbuddy says Walt also knew the birthdays and anniversaries of his employees.
Yeah.
Is that so hard for a thing to remember? Especially today when you have all this technology to do almost all the work for you. You have all this technology to do the work for you.
Your little
something
planner,
like that?
your little planner pops up and it has all of that right there for you.
Right here. "Do you work here? Kiss my ass. I'm important. Why aren't you kneeling to me? You're fired."
Yeah.
I watched The New Little Mermaid, and to me, that film summed up what has happened with Disney as a company. The movie had a few pretty moments, but the majority overall, it was lackluster. There was no magic. There were decisions made in that film that made no sense. It was directionless.
Is that song really in it? That wah chicka chicka wah chicka tow tow? No.
Stop. I have about 7 pages of notes on the fuckery that is this movie. And the least of them was the fact that they cast a black mermaid. That's actually the least of the problems of this film. So it is a tanker, and it didn't have to be. That sums up Disney to me.
Well, I didn't even know that song existed, and I was over on Pops' channel, and he put it as part of the intro. It's ba chicka 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 wah chicka ba chicka ba, and he's like, no, my God, no, ba chicka wah chicka wah chicka wah chicka wah, and I was like, what the fuck?
What is wrong with this movie? And that was a big part of it, right there. I was like, oh my God. But the point is, that watching that film, it's like I was watching Disney right now. And it made me sad, and it made me a little pissed off. So. That song was all over Twitter. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Yeah, we go from Buddy Hackett to Aquafina. God.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of those people at Disney are possessed. They don't know what the hell they're doing.
Aquafina with noise pollution. No, they are. They're possessed. They're possessed with their own idiocy.
Oh, God, the arrogance of them. All of them.
Well, the problem is they surround themselves with people that are just like them, have the same ideology, the same goals and everything. And that's the reason they have no influence other than, they're sniffing their own farts, basically.
Did you see that? Did you see that fight at the theater between those two POC women?
At the Little Mermaid?
Oh yeah, it was holy
no.
shit.
What?
I don't know if I can find it or not. I'll look up Little Mermaid brawl.
What the hell were they fighting over?
You got me.
God.
Little Mermaid theater fight. Oh yeah, it's right at the top. Theater fight. Look at that. Fight breaks out at Little Mermaid screening in Orlando. It's on Pirates and Princesses. Let me see if I can actually get the. Why are you loading an ad? I want to see the video of the fight. Okay, so it is on Twitter. Okay.
I'm dead.
Okay, we're gonna load up Twitter. We're loading up here. Pause. Okay. It's called Mickey Central, apparently. Share screen. I don't know if we'll get tagged for this or not, but
I'll show you shit. I don't care if you bring my motherfucking daughter home. Fuck with you. I'ma ask you right now. In front of my daughter. I'ma ask you right now.
oh shit. Oh shit. I done asked you nicely, bitch. Oh damn.
There's gonna be some hair pulling going on here.
Somebody have their phone on?
Don't tell me in front of my daughter.
Oh, don't tell me in front of my daughter. Oh no, she didn't.
Oh, God.
Damn.
The throwdown happening here.
Oh, I need a refund on my ticket. No. We getting a refund because
Sorry. I find that far more interesting than the Little Mermaid.
Poor Flounder and Sebastian having to listen to this.
God.
we need a refund.
Oh, someone said, yep, we'll never be boss bitches. You ain't gonna be no boss bitch. Oh my God.
Dead. Well, I'm not kidding. That was more entertaining than what I saw from the Little Mermaid. So that might have made my day. But oh, jeez.
Wasn't someone bumping uglies and the parent went into kick-ass mode in front of my daughter? You done doing that in front of my daughter? Oh shit.
I hate that expression. Blech.
You can't get away with that in a theater with that many people. Not even with like a like a blanket or something over you. It's not going to work.
Get a hotel room. Nobody wants to see that. God, in a movie theater anyway.
This isn't Pee Wee Herman.
No, just get a hotel room, a Motel 6 or something. Come on.
Rod Thunderheart throws out a fist bump for a $3.30 Canadian super sticker. Thank you, Rod Thunderheart. Thank you, brother. Guys, if you haven't gotten See Through Love, go check out See Through Love. Rod Thunderheart's book. He's got I know he's got it up on Twitter. Just look up See Through Love. You'll find it. Makini Draw says, what's funny is that the fight apparently happened during Under the Sea. I'm just saying that Scuttlebutt song would have caused me to throw hands.
That was just a nightmare fuel.
Okay, so let me see video. Legit live action. Oh, apparently they had to clean it out too. I'm surrounded by idiots. They've got Scar from I'm surrounded by idiots. The human world, it's a mess, Ariel. Look, it started. I'm tired of watching. I don't know. I'm looking. I don't see anything yet. Don't do that, this or that in front of my daughter yet, ma'am. You're cursing, being loud and ghetto, and trying to fight another woman, and you think that's appropriate. Apparently, yes. Mark is correct.
What?
Apparently, they were trying to do something in the theater.
Oh God. Okay. Well,
That's nauseating.
I kind of then. All right. If that was the case, if I'm there with my kid and there's people trying to snoo right next to us under a blanket, I might say something too. I'm not just gonna sit there and let it happen. I'd be like, "What is wrong with you? You know, this is not a bar bathroom or a hotel room. Go find somewhere else."
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
Who does that?
Dave Bob, I don't know.
It's subliminal messaging in the Scuttlebutt song. Be naughty in theater. Be naughty in theater. Be naughty in theater. Bah, chicka, chicka, wow. You rewind it and you play it backwards, and it's like, take off your clothes and get nasty in the theater. That's what they're really saying. When you play it backwards, it's like Chicago. Remember the Chicago records back in the day? You played them backwards, and it was like, rah, 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 worship the devil. Rah, 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 worship the devil. Now it's like, bah, chicka, chicka, wow, down. Take off all your clothes and be naughty, kids. I think we lost Arwen. Or is that me?
She's roboting.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I back?
There you are. You're back.
Okay. Yeah. I do that sometimes. My headphones just spurgs out on me. I don't know why. But anyway, no, I was saying, kiss the girl, maybe. But that
kiss the girl.
Which I hated the kiss the girl version. I hated it.
The original or the new one?
No, the original was had all the orchestration and all the voices and all the fish. This one, it was Sebastian, Flounder, and fucking Scuttlebutt. Scuttle. And it was just the instrumentation wasn't there. It was just a weak kind of, simpy man bunny soy version of the song. Really is what it was. Hated it. I'm sorry, y'all. I hated this movie so much.
No, I loved it. You know what? You know what's really weird? I almost got a vinyl at Walmart the other day, and it was a Disney classic vinyl. And I was just like, you know what? No, you're not. I was like, you know what? I don't have any of these, but I don't want any of these because all it's going to do is remind me of. And I love vinyl. I love buying vinyl. Yeah. I'm like the vinyl guy. I see something in a store, I'm like, there we go. Hell, I got the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 vinyl. I got the colored vinyl from Target of all fucking things. Right before that happened, right before the Target thing came out.
I hate looking at something that's really nostalgic that has gone to shit now. I mean,
I do, but also at the same time, all of this stuff has made me fiercely protective of those things that I do love, that I do still love, and that so far has not been tampered with. And I just try and enjoy them all the more. But the problem is I've detached myself from Disney company as a whole. Like when I'm watching, one of the legacy movies that I adore, or watching the original Little Mermaid, or watching something that I just, is such a fabric, literally, of my, my background and my tapestry. I try and associate myself from all the bullshittery that's going on today, because that's about the only way I can do it.
Yeah. It's a good album. I like it. I listened to it. I liked it. I've got the colored album. I'm not going to get the other album because there's always two. There's always like a regular 2-disc version, and then there's a colored one. I'm just going to get the colored one. Even though I've gotten both sets before, I'm just not going to spend the money on it. I've got one.
Get your love.
And that's on every single that's on every single fucking album too. Come and get your love. That's on every fucking album they've done. So, I don't especially like the acoustic version of Creep. I'm sorry if anybody out there's like, oh my God, I fell in love with the acoustic version of Creep. I like the original better. Sorry. It's not even that great of a song, but the acoustic version's worse. So, yeah, weren't we supposed to get Arwen reading Vogon poetry?
Oh my God. I don't know about that. It'd be a different spin on it.
It sounds interesting.
Vogue on poetry.
Butterblut. Yes.
I need my towel first.
Gotta have your towel. Don't
Gotta
forget
have
your
your
towel.
towel.
Original Little Mermaid came out on VHS the year I turned 9 and was my birthday present that year. I can see a lot of people, that for a lot of people. Hell, we had it.
Little Mermaid.
I wasn't even a girl.
Yeah.
And Ursula. What the hell happened to Ursula?
Oh,
Ursula went from a big bad bitch to
started.
that.
They made her kind of whiny, and and there were shades and times where it was okay, but no, Ursula.
It's McCarthy.
Yeah,
you can't
Ursula
use McCarthy.
Was always kind of. There was always that sinister edge to her, but she always, except that one part, she always seemed like she was in control until she found out Eric almost, really did. They almost really did kiss. Then she went ballistic and turned herself into Vanessa to sabotage it. She had no intention of sabotaging it before because she was in control. She knew Ariel with no voice wasn't going to get that guy to kiss her. Mm-hmm. She can't talk. But when it almost happened, then she's like, oh, shit. Fine. I'm taking measures in my own hands. All of this, she sabotaged the spell and made it to where she wouldn't even remember she had to get a kiss. I'm like throwing up on the side. I'm like, no, that is not Ursula. She doesn't need to sabotage anything. I'm sorry. I will keep ranting. I will stop. I'd rather read poetry than watch that movie again.
No, I'm loving this rant. No, you just keep ranting. By all means, just keep going.
I'm glad somebody actually saw it and talks about it instead of just, rehashing what everybody else is saying.
That's right.
And, I was thinking about, and I've got to do a spoiler. I'm sorry, y'all. Ariel ends up killing Ursula. Okay. Thing that pisses me off is in the original movie, Ariel saved Eric. Okay. He almost drowned. She saved his ass. She's already badass. She doesn't have to prove herself. She saved him because it was the right thing to do. And she did not see that divide between humans and mer people. So she had nothing to prove. And at the end, you see Eric, sacrificing possibly his life to save Ariel, the woman he loves, and to save her people, and to do something selfless as a human. He kills Ursula. So it's a nice balance in the original film. They both save each other.
Yes.
It's very egalitarian. And here, though, no, you had to have her she had to save him, and then she had to kill Ursula, and then she had to do this and do that. This Ariel was just too damn with it and too savvy. Not the original, naive, but kind
innocent.
Of that innocent, but in love with something grander beyond herself. It was Ariel's coming of age story. And in a way, it was Eric's coming of age story. But nope, they didn't see that. Nope, that was out the window.
Project Storytime says my grasshopper is angry.
I am angry. Ariel's my girl. She was my character. She was who I wanted to be when I grew up. That wide-eyed wonder that we should never lose.
And Chris Berger says Ursula was an anti-hero. Ariel was a siren trying to lure Eric to his death. Why else did she make Ariel lose her voice? Think about it.
Oh, I don't get it. And if they really wanted to do representation, and I know this probably will not be a popular view, but back when they designed Ursula physically was designed off of Divine, very famous drag queen. That's where they got the looks. And then they got Pat, is it Connor? I can't remember the last name, to play Ursula. And it was a marriage just made in heaven. Her voice and that look, perfect. Well, drag queens have been lobbying since, before there was even a remake. They're like, if there's ever a live remake, let me audition. Some of these drag queens do Ursula so well, down to the T, voice inflection, look, everything. And they knew that. And if they really wanted to do representation, they could have hired one of those drag queens just as their name, have them come on, just play the role. No, here's this, here's that. No virtue signaling. Just hire them as an actor. Let them do it. And I guarantee you they would have done it better than Melissa McCarthy. She was awful. I'm sorry. She was awful. She really was. And that's, I think, why they were pandering. Another theory, I think when they had those drag queens come to the premiere, I think that was their way of massaging the drag community because they didn't cast one of them. That's my theory, but I don't have any proof on that.
Lizzo could have been Ursula.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. Ursula did. She had style. She had that. But she was sinister at the same time.
Savoir faire.
Yeah, she
Lizzo
really
could have been
did.
the whale. There you go. She could have been the whale.
Yeah. I love Ursula as a villain. I really do. And I was like, yeah, they pooched Ariel. Now they pooched Ursula. Fuck all
You
y'all.
poor unfortunate soul.
Ugh. Even the boob shimmy to the camera was weak. That was even weak sauce. I'm like, come on now, that's Ursula. She's gonna shimmy her titties right at the camera, like she did in the original. Nah, that they did it, but it was like the camera view was from below, and I'm like, come on, y'all, this is Ursula. I am crabby, Mark. I am. I just watched this yesterday, so it is fresh in my mind.
They let McCarthy write her own lines. She was surprisingly funny and happy in Happy Time Murders.
I don't know. There were some lines in there that weren't in the original that Ursula spouted.
I don't like her, and I don't think there's anything I've liked her in. Even Happy Time Murders, I think she kind of brought down the movie. So
I liked her in Gilmore Girls, and that was about it.
Every time I see her, she kind of takes me out of it. It's almost like, I lose focus because I don't know.
Nothing can beat Aquafina's voice, especially with that song, Who's Better Than Marvel's Katie?
That song. That jolted my ass back to reality, y'all, when I heard that.
Fun fact, Lizzo voiced the hyperspace whales. No shit.
Did not know that.
I got all warm and fuzzy with the original when Eric said, I love her once. I lost her once. I'm not going to lose her again, when he went to save Ariel again.
Yes.
And all that's gone.
It is.
Remade for a modern audience.
Modern audience. There is that phrase.
Remade for a modern audience.
Not to mention they put the damn location in the Caribbean when it should have been over the Mediterranean, because the original story, Eric is from the Mediterranean.
Yes.
Just saying. I am annoyed.
But they wanted to do it in the Caribbean.
They wanted to, yes, put some reality into it. I'm like, oh my God, it's the little freaking fictional mermaid. They could be in a fictional setting. And then what is Eric is British? He's like a boatswain. Are you kidding me? And then there's a queen. I'm just like, what are y'all doing? Oh my God. And the love between, and Triton comes off like a mob boss. And Sebastian is not his major domo. He's not really his trusted advisor. No, he's like his flunky, his henchman. Like, what are you people doing? I got no love between Triton and Ariel at all. Zip, zero, nada. And in the original, that was the conflict. That was the clash. She loved her father. Her father loved her. He was overprotective because, the mother died. He wanted to keep them all safe. And she wanted to respect him, but yet she's 16. So, of course, she's going to rebel. It's like, but here, but you could feel that love. You could feel that tug. In the original, when he goes and he destroys all of her shit, and she's devastated, and she's laying there and she's sobbing, and she's like, just go, y'all leave me alone. And he's going, he's so angry, he's turning to leave, but then he turns around and there's that look on his face like, damn, I think I've gone too far. I've really hurt my child. Maybe I've gone too far. You see that remorse in his face, and then he leaves the cave because there's nothing he can do. None of that in this film. It's just anger. Daddy, I know best. That's all I got. And of Mr. Mob Boss over here. Sorry, I will stop. I'm so irritated over this movie. Go ahead, Loki.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize. By God, rip it apart.
I need to do a review on this because I'm not kidding.
You do.
Notes out the ass. I'm
You
so
do.
annoyed.
You need to go watch it again just before you do it.
Stop! I will lose my mind. I don't know.
No, absolutely. By all means. What do you got? What do you got coming up, Arwen? What does the future hold for Lady Arwen and Arwina and Arlena and Sugar and Spice and whatever else you got going on?
Let's see. I'm going to be Backtube tomorrow. I'm going to do Backtube tomorrow. If Fat Steven has a Fortnite stream, I'll be on there in the morning. But if not, Backtube tomorrow night. Sunday, I'm going to be on Valiance. Sunday night. See, Tuesday, I think Backtube's going to be back Tuesday. I'm not sure. But then Sugar and Spice on Wednesday and Arwina Activated on Thursday. And then, of course, back here next Friday morning, y'all, with my two boys.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
That's right.
Dave Bob, what do you got going on?
I'll be back next week.
All right. Well, we should be live tonight. Sorry about last night, guys. Some crazy shit happened and took out the late show with Hidaga. 7 Kinds of Mischief did not happen. I apologize for that. We will make up for that next week. There should be a late show on tonight. So if you guys can make it, that'd be great. If not, keep your eye on the channel comments. We will update and let you guys know if there's not going to be a show tonight. But as far as I know, tonight we're all go. So
nice.
Can't wait to see you all on the late show. Until then, guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And we will see you guys next Friday for the weekend review with the lady and the rooster.
Bye, y'all.
A swole rooster.
Swole rooster. That's right. That's right. We got to get that. Hold on. We'll go out like that right there. The swole rooster.
Nice.
Take care, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.